Okay, let's get into this thing. Welcome everybody. Chart Raiders beta launch I don't even know what to call this. Kind of like a pre-show or kind of some just stuff. We're just sharing stuff. That's what we're gonna do. We're just sharing stuff. I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna toss it on the YouTube after. I'm joined with Alexandra, who is Alex S on your screen. She is our COO at Chart Raiders, and Ahivet, our musical god sound engineer mastermind.
He said that about you in a really important meeting.
Well, we can't talk about what meeting it was, but Ahivet knows which meeting. So yeah, exactly. We've had a lot of I want to say public attention because we're not public yet, but we've had a lot of private attention from some very big businesses. So there's a lot of people who have their eyes on Chart Raiders right now, and it's cool. It's cool to be 5 years later developing this thing and to start getting requested to be in rooms for some of the things that we've been approached with is kind of surreal and neat. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess I can't really say anything.
No,
can
you
I?
can't.
Not even a little
Giving
bit.
you the death stare as your COO.
Can I mention what industries?
Sure.
Okay, so
I'll zap you. Wait, where's your mute button?
Just start screaming over top of me. So if we'll just be, hang on one moment, these audio difficulties, technical difficulties. Okay, so if I say something I'm not supposed to, you need to like hammer on the desk, reel me and start waving her something, because sometimes I get lost in this stuff. We've been approached by the film industry. We've been approached by the gaming industry.
Like people from said industries.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying like we've been approached by, and big names, right? I'm just gonna say big names. We've been approached by. I can't call this one out without
exposing yourself.
You know when they were saying we could turn it into Yeah. I had to whisper. I had to go off mic, put my hand. I don't know. I have a mute button. I did some old school, like hand in front of my mouth, block it from people as if you guys can see. Can I mention that or not really? Because it's too specific.
It's too specific.
Okay.
Just for now.
For now. When these things flush out more in the future, I think we can talk about them. But yeah, it's really neat. You know what? It's really neat to. Like, so Ahivet has been in this community a long time and he does the music for Chart Raiders and everything. And it's some of the best, it has become my favorite music to listen to. And I can't wait to equip him with the sickest audio setup, sickest audio booth, people underneath him to help him deliver Chart Raiders audio in a way that, you know, we can continue just to see evolving in the future. We have a lot of plans for that audio space at media and whole actually for Chart Raiders. You know, over the years, the stuff that I don't show Chart Raiders being worked on is the media. I slightly talk about the story and things like that, but you know, realize when we talk about the story, and I guess we can start here with this kind of beta launch, what's happening over the next couple days thing. And I'm just going to start with some backstory, and then we'll get into some announcements, some surprises. You know, we got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about on this call here. So that's going to be really neat. And, you know, when we talk about the story, this is something that I identified so early in the project. It would be such a critical piece of Chart Raiders' world. And I know people think the story, it's just like, oh yeah, fine, whatever. We have spent years crafting this story, and the amount of work that we have put into this thing, I think people are really going to fall in love with it. I think people are going to understand where we're going with it and how it's going to tie all these worlds together. Everything from how we interact with Discord to the way in which Chart Raiders delivers its message to outside of Chart Raiders ecosystem. This story ties a lot of different worlds together. And that's kind of how we think about design with Chart Raiders, and how I think about design with Chart Raiders, as all these pieces, like we are making a video game for day traders at the core. And that has always been the vision. But beyond that, you know, Chart Raiders has multiple franchisable pieces that help support not only the community, but the future vision for what people want to be doing with their everyday life. Because you know what? One of the things that I always saw as a problem in the day trading worlds is simply the fact that it is boring. And you know, I'm sorry to say it, but it is a boring field to be in. And, you know, gamifying day trading in itself is a huge challenge because I'm going to show off some footage of Chart Raiders today. We're going to go look at it. We're going to talk about some of these challenges. But when you're developing something that is this much of a product this big, you have to be so careful in the way that you balance this because people's money is on the line. You have to be so careful in the way that you have items in an ecosystem, the way that you craft and tell a story. It is such a fun thing to do for us creatively, but then such an important task that just I cannot understate how important the task of balancing an environment and a software like this is. And it is one of the reasons why, you know, I have always remained as 100% controlling entity of this company and will keep it in-house with Chartraters. And, you know, having no input from an outside world developing something of this magnitude has been a challenge. But we, for years, trudging on through years, have been able to crack this code, and just really excited to launch all these pieces coming in the next few months, because in the next few months, we're getting story mode, we're getting marketplace, we're getting... do I mention what we were talking about, or do I leave that out? I'm going to leave a few things out.
Leave it out for now.
We're going to do a regular 2-week segment where we talk Chartraters, or weekly. I haven't decided yet, but at a minimum, it's going to be every 2 weeks. And it's going to be much like this. We're going to have a time that happens every single week or every single 2 weeks. We're going to be showing off the new things coming, because the way that we've designed Chartraters is that we have the next year of development pre-planned. We have piece after piece after piece coming out once a month. Every month, we're going to see new updates, new features, and we can go into looking at some of those things soon. I'm going to show off the software shortly here. But I think before we do that, though, we talk about how the launch is going, the dates, kind of the information, and, you know, maybe Alex, you can kind of talk about some of the stuff that you're involved in, or maybe just touching on and elaborating on some of the things that I'm involved in, because I think a lot of the community sees your name but doesn't really know what your role is. Well, I'm sure some people do.
Yeah,
some
but
people have seen you, but
I operate in the shadows a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and so just quickly before, sorry to interrupt, but you're not going to see Alex's mic light up. We're in the same office and we're all hooked up to the same audio equipment here. So you're just going to see it talking through my mic, but that's Alex talking through her own separate mic, but just because it's all hooked up to our amplifiers on this side.
Yeah. It helps with the echo problems we were having. But yeah, I'm working more behind the scenes with a heavy focus on creating an immersive world for all of our users, all of our raiders. I don't want to call anyone users, actually. All of our raiders. Yeah.
They got cash.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
You know, just setting us up that way to just really amplify the experience for everyone when they're on the software. I'm newer to trading, so I'm finding it really interesting to immerse myself in this world. But I think it's making us really excited because we're seeing like how big we can take this thing and how much more we can make it. You know, like Cotton was saying before, there's a lot of things that are just really boring about this industry, just old, overdone, predictable, the same all the time. And we have an opportunity here that's really unique to create something really special.
Yep.
So I've been working a lot on that. Also helping with, you know, we have plans. We have to be thinking for the future. We're talking plans 5-10 years out.
Yeah.
And just making sure that we're well set up to be able to scale to get to those levels. Like that's my job really is managing the scalability of Chartraters so that there's never
everything though, not just scalability as the COO of the company.
Yeah.
Helping with all management.
Yeah, right? For sure. Because like,
not just scalability, because your job and your role in the whole structure of everything is making sure everything operates at the highest level. So no matter whether we're talking story mode, like myself, you have your hands directly on the pulse, ensuring that these things are executed to our standards.
Yep.
And just to give a little bit of backstory, Alexandra came from an extremely professional, and I'm sure some people already know, but that's okay. We're going to go through it again for those who don't. Alexandra came from an extremely successful background, working with some of the biggest companies in the world, fell in love with Chartraters, and has been a career performance assassin for everything that she's put her hands on. So she's an integral part of Chartraters, and also, like myself, has the right skill set to make sure that we hold Chartraters to the highest standard, because we have a lot of responsibility. You know, Chartraters it's a multi-generational IP, and we realized that early last year. And I've kind of always realized that, but I never knew how to categorize it. And so a multi-generational IP in my mind is something that can change an industry that doesn't come along. And, you know, through the 8 years that I've been here on YouTube, creating an audience to get an ear, to listen to me, to share my vision, and then to take 5 years to develop this software so meticulously like we have, it really has allowed me to see that this is something that only comes around, you know, every 20, 30, 40 years. To reshape an entire industry and to create something as a world first is it's a very heavy burden to carry, because I understand what the responsibility of the quality of product that we need to put out is. So that's the first part of that. The second part is, when you make such big grand statements, you have a lot of people listening, and it's a very slippery slope to instantly destroy your own reputation. So I have in the past often stayed away from saying things like this. But we're at a point now where Chart Raiders is coming out in, what is it, the 22nd, 4 days. We're launching on the 26th, our beta for everybody. And then launching an even more complete version in 2 months, which we're going to talk about in this call. But, you know, a multi-generational IP is not something that comes around often. So our job at Chart Raiders, and a part of Alexandra's job, and why I'm saying this, is because she, like myself, has her hand on the pulse on everything that is Chart Raiders. And, you know, when you talk about building a team, and we've got Ihivent in this call as well, and you hear it in his music, you see it in the way Chart Raiders looks, the team is committed to sharing in this vision, because it's so much bigger than what I think people realize it's going to be. So I think that's a really cool thing to kind of think about, and to realize about the software. And, you know, this isn't meant to be a stroke ourselves on the back session. We got 20 people in here. This is to connect to the community, to let people know what's going on. And I think with that said, unless Ihivent, what do you like? How do you see this thing as it's evolved over the years? And, you know, you've been here since in the early stages of just seeing Chart Raiders as just this infant idea, going right back into when we were doing esports on Twitch back in like 2021 or 2022 or whenever that was. Like, you've been here for a long time.
Yeah, I've been here.
Hit us with your thoughts, or any, like, what do you think?
I've seen a lot of the software. I haven't seen
the newest version.
Yeah.
But it is crazy to think that this all developed from a Twitch stream that wasn't even that good or entertaining, but it kind of showed us a potential of something that could be big.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree that this could absolutely change the industry.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are going to find it to be a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people are going to actually do better than they think they will, because once this thing goes live in public, everyone in here is going to have a massive advantage, especially with the new courses that one's putting out. I think everyone in here has the potential to do very well in those tournaments, and actually make a decent amount. And not only that, but not have to risk much to do it. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think we're in for something big, and I can't wait for Monday.
Yeah, Monday's going to be exciting. So I'm going to drop our first spoiler of the day right now. We're going to get into some stuff here, but I want to drop this early. We are going to be having paid matches coming soon. I'll talk about that a little later. Until we have paid matches, we have to test the software. Okay, everybody knows this. We've talked about this. We are going to be giving away free raid coin to all of our users who are playing these matches, which will be free to enter. And that raid coin is going to be convertible into just USD withdrawals. Okay, so people who are playing now, as my thank you to the community for helping me see this vision through, for the hardcores of you who have stayed through the years, for the people who have understood what we're trying to do with Chart Raiders. One of my things is I want to be giving away money to people for free, just as a thank you to support, because the public's not going to be here for beta launch, or maybe they will. Maybe this thing's going to blow up and we're going to have so many users we can't keep a hat on it. But at a minimum, no matter what happens, no matter the path, I have a feeling Chart Raiders is going to blow up pretty goddamn fast when people see what they're going to see today here and when they play it on Monday. But at a minimum, no matter what happens, I want to be able to say everybody gets to play for free. And in those matches, I want you to take them seriously, because I want you to understand when we launch paid money matches, you are going to have a major advantage in this ecosystem coming from this space. And I want to be able to give people raid coin rewards no matter which place they finish in. We're going to have a breakdown on the site. You will get a raid coin reward, which you can then convert for USD withdrawals when we turn that switch on. And we're going to talk about dates and time. So don't worry. In this call, we will also go over what date paid money matches are going live. So we will go over that in this call, but I want to save some things for later in the call.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
We will also be, so I'm not sure if everyone is signed up for the mailing list, but it's just, we're also going to, as a follow-up in the mailing list, include details that they need to know.
Yes,
so just
exactly.
like FYI, don't panic. You don't have to like rush to take things. As long as we have your email somewhere, where you'll get the cliff notes.
Yeah. So maybe there's a spot where we can just, for the next, 48, 72, 96. Let's say 96. Let's put it up for a week. Let's put it up for a week where we have just a spot in the Discord server or people can DM you directly.
Just DM me directly.
But I'm going to put up a notification, a bulletin in the Discord server, just because we have to connect on the back end, all of these things. We have everybody's email who's logged on, but people who may not have been able to create an account yet might want to get that first mailer that's going out, which we're going to talk about later as well, because we've got a whole thing going on with that. We'll have a spot in the Discord where they can see your details to DM you. They can DM you their email in private just to make sure. You're probably going to get hammered with a lot of requests, but that's fine. And just to make sure everybody gets that.
Yeah. And if you think you're on it, but you haven't received, like we have been sending emails out every week, like last Tuesday, I think was the last one, not this week, but the week before. If you haven't gotten it and you think that you should, also send me a DM.
Yes.
Anyways, I just wanted to make sure people have the information.
Absolutely. And feel free to ask questions during this staged event here. Float saying very generous of you guys, super excited. Absolutely. It's our way to say thank you to everybody. Community release ? Thunderbolt. I would ask you to elaborate on what that means when you say community release. And in the meantime, I think we just get right into showing off the software.
Yeah, do it.
I
guess I should open it too, because are we going to do a match or no?
I don't know if we're going to do a match. Sure, why not? Raid coin reward for the community. For everybody who plays matches, the raid coin reward is going live. Okay, so I'm going to keep my community panel up. We're going to talk about chart raiders. We're going to show it off a little bit here. And any questions that people have, feel free to ask. We'll get through them. And then we've got some fun announcements to share after we're done this. So this is your chart raiders main screen, right? This is everything that we've been talking about. I think I'm going to start with the training section. I think the best way to do this is to start where I think people should go first in the software. So you're going to open your software, you're going to log in, you're going to do all that stuff. We have a training section. Now you're going to notice first off, we have things that are grayed out on purpose because we want people to know they're coming, but they're not ready yet. So you're going to see Chart Doctor, you're going to see Skill Tree, you're going to see Raiders Board, which is something that some people may or may not know about. You're going to see Marketplace. That's a fun one. We're going to talk. I'm going to show off Marketplace today. And I think we're just going to go right into the training section. So these will be released in the future. Skill Tree, Chart Doctor. We have every month we're releasing a major feature. So this is not the order of operations, but I'm just going to give an example of what that means. So right now it is going to be January 22nd and 26th of the launch. So by the end of February, if next on the docket, Chart Doctor is what we were working on, we would by the end of February be releasing Chart Doctor. By the end of March, be releasing Skill Tree, if those are the next two on the docket. That's what we would be releasing. Okay. The only thing we don't have in here is story mode, which we do have story mode. We just haven't put it in here yet because we're reserving that for a different piece. Okay. So the first thing I want people to be doing when they come into this ecosystem is looking at the training center. The training center is going to walk you through all of your bonuses, all of your benefits, the different things that you can get during the match. And you'll want to come back to this action bar and just read this. So every trade you take fills some action bar. Action bar fills at a rate of 20% per 10% trade profits. And these numbers change. So these change all the time. As we balance the game, these numbers are constantly changing. And then you can see what you're trading. Your action bar benefits are going to be in game. And so that's fine. And please realize that this is not the finished, polished product. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying you will see changes, nuances, small things coming in and out, over the course of, the life of chart raiders forever. Right. And so you have your action bar system. You're going to want to get familiar with these. You have your peak meter system, which allows you to look at other people's trades as you're trading. It goes through here and shows you not only how to use Peak Meter, what it does, but also gives you some information about how in-game some of these things can be increased, right? Like if you get a multiplier, for example, or fill your action bar, you can get benefits in that match for these things. Multiplier system is every time you have a trade where you have 7% profits, you get a multiplier. If you have one multiplier active and you get another second 7% of profits, you're going to get a second multiplier, and this can stack up to 10 multipliers. When you take a loss, however, you lose all multipliers. So this is something that rewards patience, well thought out trades. And, you can go through here and you can say, okay, well, what kind of multipliers can I get? And at random, you will be given one from each category. So for example, and so this is what I meant about don't get too caught up on some details. Like right here, we have action bar number 1, action bar 10. So this should be at the bottom. This is not supposed to be here. It's just a pagination issue on all of these. We just a small 2-second fix in the back end. We're just busy with dev on other side. So you may get 10% action bar per trade, or you may end up getting trade delay refills 2.5% faster. And then you get a second multiplier, and you get, so you'd go on to number 2, then you get 10% extra peak meter, or you could get an extra 6% trade delay. Then you get your third multiplier, and now you get plus 6% profits on your trade. And you get a fourth multiplier, and you get trade elixir cost 20% less. And then you lose a trade and you lose them all and reset back to 0. Well, maybe you're somebody who likes the multiplier system and you want to build your character out for that, so you don't always lose all your multipliers. Well, you can do that. And, that's for a later time, but just going through the training center, I think it's going to be vital for people to understand how this works. Trade elixirs allow you to refill a little bit of health each match. You've got your trading panel and what all these things mean. You've got your equipment panel, what that means. And we've got hotkeys. Everything in this software is hotkeyed. Everything, changing levels, longs, shorts, market orders, everything. If I go back to the charts here, I'm going to leave my mouse on the middle of the screen here. And like, for example, if I hit W and Q, you're going to be able to cycle through time frames, right? Like W and Q allow cycling of time frames. If I hit E, it allows me to place a level, right? If I hit R, it allows me to have my trend tool. If I right click, it allows me to copy price, and it puts it in here in my order. So if I wanted to take this price, simple right click, bang, it's there. If I wanted to take this long, 87,000, it's there. If I want to lock in 50% of my balance to be on these trades, right click, fills it in, 50% is there. And I have a 0 balance because we're outside of a match. You can double click to lock these things, and these will be set. You'll be able to set this in the future to whatever percentages you want. It's just right now we are getting the beta product out. That'll be in your settings, and you'll be able to go and, go to controls and adjust those things, or your interface, and adjust those pieces. Right now it's blank. Obviously we're in developer mode, sandbox mode, but you'll be able to adjust that if you want a predetermined 10% because you have a strategy. This is 10%. This is 15%. This one's 90 and this one's 95. It's completely your call. And that's, just the way that in one of the ways that we've gamified this thing. So there's a lot going on here. We're not going to jump into a match yet, but we are going to go through the software a little bit more with everybody. You've got your character panel, and inside your character panel, you're going to be able to build out your character, right? So you're going to have different items you can go and acquire. Now, in that, we have taken the approach of giving items a range of values that they get. So I opened this item here, and you can see I have 2 copies of this item. Okay. Recovered 10.6% of your health at random during a match. If I go over to my second one, I have 10.97 instead of 10.62. All the legendaries in our ecosystem have a range value. And the reason we did that is to support this marketplace. We have marketplace launching in 3 weeks so that we can build a player-to-player transaction shop where you guys and girls can acquire items, sell items, do whatever you like with your items. If you open up multiple items, think of Counter-Strike when you open a case and you get something that's either factory new versus well-worn, right? Everything has a value range on it, or Diablo, how you have an item drop and it has a value range which dictates its usability. I don't like giving people the same items, and I don't like when you're in softwares and you go and say, oh, well, I got 2 copies of this. What's the point? It makes them less valuable. And if you get something special, you want to feel like you have something special. So we have our marketplace fully launching in a few weeks after launch. So this is our next piece because we want to support that ecosystem, that marketplace. And then I'm not going to say much about this one, but you'll be able to do a nice little something special in here where you can swap raid coin to US dollars. So, we're not going to worry about that now, but that'll be for another surprise launch. But I guess we spoiled half of it already, but we're going to talk about that in the future. So you're going to notice all your items have a value range on it. So as you go, you're going to be able to build your character how you want. So you can see everything I have is zeroed out right here. And I have a class bonus here. So 1 in 5 chance to get 1+1 multiplier on trades above 15%. So maybe I want to be a scalp class. Maybe I want to go to swing class and get a multiplier when you recover funds. Maybe I want to be a position class. There's a 50% chance you only lose 1 multiplier when you have a negative trade. You can, you pick which path you want and you start building out your character how you see fit. And you can see right here, this is all a trade elixir class. Like we've got all these bonuses that are happening here. Recover 2% or get 2% bonus profits, all these different things. I'm not going to chew too much time going through this. People can go and have fun with their ownness and, what they want to do and how they want to make their characters and go and theory craft all that stuff. And you can see as you create different profiles here, your character grows differently. So that's a really fun, cool thing. We can just open a case for fun. Why not? Just for giggles. Open a case. Ooh, I got a legendary. Now, legendaries aren't going to drop this often. This is our sandbox developer mode. What did I get? Oh, I got a new one. Sometimes get 2 bonuses upon filling the action bar. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I got a new one. Fun. Okay, I don't want to screw around with this too much. I'm gonna move on here. And then, of course, you have all your appearance benefits and things like that. Let's get away from the character panel. If we have any questions, feel free to answer. Let's get into creating a friend system, right? Like we have removing friends, adding friends, route not found. Yeah, this is sandbox, so it's not connected to our backend API, which is fine. We're not expecting it to work on. This is a developer environment. Our friends panel allows you to search for anybody you want in the Chart Raiders ecosystem. As you can see, you just quickly search, and these are all test users that we create, and add friend block list requests. Their user feed, their wins, their losses. You can add a friend note, whatever you want. It's a whole entire ecosystem built of through your friends list, and and then you're going to be able to go over. You're going to be able to see leaderboards and where everybody ranks on leaderboard. Hey, look at that! I'm first place. All those matches we played, Cotton's still right on top.
And then he's
second place.
Can you just lose money quick? I need to test something, and then brags about it after.
And we have different seasons and everything going here in solo, duo, squad modes. We run some squad matches. We've done some duos and a lot of solos here. So that's that. And then we have our profile shop, which is actually this is pointed to the wrong spot. That's okay. It's just again sandbox environment. This is going to be actually, where can we see it? It's actually supposed to point to this, where you can go and you can show your statistics of, everything you do and, your match details. And you can see, me and Alex been testing here, these, 1v1 matches. And is that a loss? Is that why it's red? Interesting. Oh, it's a lot of wins, Cotton. Not bad. Okay. So anyways, moving on. And then, you've got leaderboards here, and then you got the marketplace where, you're going to be able to go and just, do whatever you want. This is all just placeholders right now. Things aren't $10 or free. These are just placeholders for us to go and be able to buy things and add them in. And, let's open another case. If you block me, will you be matched against me? I won't be playing. I don't think that would be very fair for the CEO to be playing the game. So I won't actually be playing matches other than outside on stream and having fun. My profile will stay pretty untouched here.
Our attorney would faint.
Yeah. Yeah, you would. And then you're going to see the ability to add people to matches to play with friends. And I think we should just get right into a match and just play for a few minutes. Just show off a little bit, play for a few minutes. You're going to see right here, we have match sizes. So you can, solo, duo, squad. These two are locked off because we're not in a party, of course. And then you've got your prize details here, right? And you've got whatever the prize breakdown is for the details of the match. And so we are going to, for launch, the beta launch on Tuesday, we are not focusing on buy-in sizes. We are focusing on the number of entrants that can enter any match. Because these are not live paid matches yet, we are just focusing on creating environments where you can have 10 players, maybe 25, and then 100. just to create an environment where you can get into matches at whatever size you like, play them, and then all matches will reward Raidcoin for first place to X place, right? So that's fun. So let's just enter a match.
Let's do it.
I have my audio turned right down. That's why we can't hear it.
The game?
Because I turned it down for the meetings yesterday.
Yeah, that makes sense because it was blaring.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear myself talk. It was crazy.
And that takes a lot.
Yeah. Shut up. Can turn it up a little bit here. I think that's a pretty decent somber volume. Okay. So I'm going to go over a few of the UI things here and what we're doing with the UI and what's happening here. So immediately at the bottom, you're going to see you have a yellow bar. That's your action bar. So every time you win or lose a trade, some of this fills. And when you fill an action bar, you get some bonuses in here for this match only. You've got, this is your peak meter. You can see it filling slowly as it goes. You can see this timer right here. This is our trade delay. So if we want to enter or exit a trade, we can use that. And I think I'm just going to honestly just get right into a trade. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to use this here. If you want to update anything, you can update it like this. You can place your stop, your take profit, anything you like there just by clicking the update. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this to my quick trade panel. So now I can just hit 1, turn that on, turn that off, turn that on, turn that off as many times as I want. And it's just sitting over here. I'm going to turn that back on. And if I want to assign it to number 2, 3, and 4 as well, then all my 1, 2, 3, 4 keys can have that activated and on it, right? So then, I'm going to turn, let's do 100%. Let's go right here and let's set it along. Oh, right, because I use 75. So 100% would be 25. Let's set along there. Now let's set this to number 2. So now I'm going to take number 1 and 2, turn them off. And this is the quick trade panel, which is really cool because it allows you to just kind of preset trades and then make decisions as they're happening. So I'm going to go 1 right here. I'm going to put that one back on there. I'm going to take this short down here. And now I'm going to hold my F key to activate trade delay once this thing starts to hit. So now I'm holding my F key. We have trade delay monitoring beginning. And what's going to happen is when this trade hits, you're going to be able to see this timer in the bottom left corner start to go down. If I hit tab, we can see me and Alex's bankroll here and all the stats about the match. I'm getting impatient. Let's go here. I think I wasn't able to get my trade delay on that trade. It happened too close. That's fine. I wasn't fast enough. Let's exit that trade. See a little bit of our action bar fill. Let's go right here. Let's go 50%. Let's go short. And let's go right here. We're kind of at a break level, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Let's also turn number 2 on. Let's quickly go turn number 2 on. There we go, number 2. Oh, gonna hold F, get that up there. Move this here. Let's make sure it's on. Keep letting go of F because my fingers are not long enough to reach my other hotkeys. That's not that they're not long enough because that would be silly, but it's that I'm sitting weird, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Now we just sit and wait for the trade to get hit. What we're going to do in the meantime, we're going to peek on Alex, see what she's doing. Okay, so this is the peak meter. You can activate that there. You'll see my bars fading down. We can see what she's trying to do with her trades as well. So if we want to peek on her, we can do that.
Leave me alone.
We're going to move this one up. I think I might try to move this one. Yeah, you know what? We're going to leave it right there. There we go. Trade delay is active. You can see my timer starting to move down. This will give me time to decide if I want to stay in the trade or not. And it's a resource battle. You know what? I'm just going to keep my 6.8 seconds. Looks good, right? I'm in the trade now. So that's the nice thing about trade delay is that, we'll move this down here. Trade delay allows you to do that. And it's a valuable in-game resource that we use in matches, right? So that's kind of cool. Wow, Bitcoin is so slow right now.
It is really slow.
What is going on? I just want to fill this up. We're going to try to activate the multiplier. So like at 7% profits, you're going to see a multiplier. So if we get under this, we're gonna do. I guess we could just set our stop or take profit there. Just put our take profit there. We're gonna operate without a stop loss. We're just cool like that.
Okay.
Dude, this thing is not moving. I don't understand this.
It's literally got a standstill.
Somebody go dump Bitcoin. Like, just go push some crazy motion on it. Here we go. We should develop a little something here.
Are you in a trade?
I am. Something else we can talk about is a trade elixir. Let's use that right now. So underneath the $100 threshold, you're going to be able to use that, and it's going to stop at $100. So you're going to notice I used this, and it put me to $100 flat. So there's a threshold there that exists at $100 to get you to the $100 mark. Any trade elixir you use over $100 will only give you half of the efficiency on your trade elixir. So if you're using it over $100, what's going to happen is instead of $10 getting filled, you're only going to be able to fill $5 with that trade elixir. Oh, we're about to hit our take profit. We can get a multiplier.
Ooh.
You're not in any trades yet, are you?
No, I had it right. It just missed mine.
So here's Alex's trades using peak meter here. Save that resource. Take profit is filled. And we got a multiplier. So you'll notice right here, I just got a multiplier. You just got a multiplier bonus with peak meter plus 50% peak meter. So now I have 50% bonus peak meter. It's all random. Sometimes you get good benefits. Sometimes you get ones that hurt you. And we can go take a look at Alexandra and notice our thing is moving down 50% slower now. We get more peak meter because of it. So I think that's good. I think that's all we're going to show for a match. This is fun. People are going to have fun with this. It creates an insanely good environment to trade with friends, to play, and you've got an hour-long match. And when you're done your trading for an hour, you focus on good quality trades using these mechanics. And when you're done, you get your prize payouts. It's not about having to go on a chart and make $1,000 with $1,000 worth of money. It's just about entering a match for 10 or $100, and then you split a prize pool. If you enter a match with $10 and you finish first place, you get $310.
Did you go through the prize distribution?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Good. And people will be able to see that. We can just leave this match.
Yeah.
I think so. Forfeit my rank. Yeah, I'm down to forfeit rank.
I win.
Oh, I have an open trade. I have to close my trade first.
I would have been printing if it didn't miss mine.
Yeah, you would have.
It's fine.
And we're kicked back to the main screen. So, everybody who wants to see how the prize breakdowns work, you've got a little button here. Again, prize details. If you entered a $100 match, you got first, you made $3,100. And you're still even getting an hourly income of $20 an hour, even if you finish 19th. And then you're still getting some money back for the bottom places as well. Only 61st to 100th doesn't pay out. And so it's a really nice system because all of the prize pool is 100% generated by users. We don't take any portion of that prize pool and we just redistribute this. So this is literally 100 users putting $100 each. This is $10,000. So you go do the math, crunch those numbers. As long as we didn't make any mistakes anywhere, that should be there. And it's the same throughout. The $1,000. You make $31,000 for first place. That's life-changing money. Like, imagine.
Well, this is sick. This is more than most people.
$31,000 is.
I don't mean 31,000. I mean, even at a $10 match, like, honestly, like, the odds of most traders, especially if you're trying to learn, to come in and either only lose $10 after an hour of trading your heart out, because you can go after everything, or make $300. It's pretty worth it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. And so this is a little bit of chart raiders. Again, I can't stress enough how important it was for us to say, let's build a system where you're not getting charged fees per trade, because we've all been there. We have all gotten crushed on fees. Like, sometimes when I'm trading and I'm taking 20 or 30 trades a day, and I look back at the day, I'm like, I just paid out like $3,000 in fees. This is astronomical. Like, I am the system's money machine, not the other way around, which is absolutely crap. So the fact that you just go in here and you pay a 3% entry fee. So for $100 ticket, you pay a $3 entry fee to chart raiders. That's how we make our money to
distribute that into our company. That's it. We charge 3%. So, 30 cents here, $3 here, $30 here. Yeah. Why did my brain glitch?
I don't know, man.
30 cents, $3, $30. And that's just what every user pays to participate in the ecosystem, which is fantastic. Like, imagine trading for an hour for that. That's crazy, right? So that's the beautiful thing about this system is we have just taken everything everybody puts it in and have completely just redistributed that to users. And then, so we have a question in the chat is, I guess let's do this after. Let's do questions after. I think we can wrap it up with the ChartRater software. You're going to hit tab in the lobby. You're going to be able to see your screen layout here with how your teammates are. And I think we can just go into the Figma and just kind of look at a few things in there.
Sure.
We've got Marketplace launching in 3 weeks. Like I said, the first thing we're going to talk about, I guess, is live money matches. Mm-hmm. Live money matches, we are going to be putting in place in 60 days after our beta launch. So we are allowing a beta launch period where we give people free raid coin, not only to help us beta test the software and to give your input, but also just to reward people who have been here to support the system.
Who stuck around too.
Yeah.
It was a long haul.
It was a long haul. It's been 5 years. I've been talking about chart raiders for 5 years. I've had this vision for 8. And I just want to say thank you to my audience for this. And this is really, where does that money come from? When ChartRater starts making money as a company, we pay back our audience first. That's the first thing we do with that money. And that's where that money comes from. There's no special fund. There's no secret pool. We are literally just taking it out of our pockets in advance to just say, here you go, community. This is for you guys. Just enjoy, be there. No, it'll be connected to your account float. So we've got that all taken care of. So you won't have to worry about that. Yeah. And so live money matches will be going live in 2 months. I had in the past talked about maybe next year, let's test first. I never wanted to give people false hope by saying, hey, we're going to do it this time and that time. And for people to focus on that. That wasn't the point wasn't to focus on when live matches were coming. But now that we're at launch, I feel comfortable talking about it. We are doing live money matches in 2 months after launch. So if we launch on the 26th, we'll give it maybe we'll do the first. I don't know. Like, I'll talk to the dev team. Maybe we do the first of, so what is January, February, March? Yeah, maybe we do March 26th or maybe we do April 1st. I don't know. Like, whatever. We're going to call it 60 to 65 days. But yeah, so live money matches are confirmed going live in 2 months. And I wanted that to be a surprise for the community because that is a massive, massive piece of this ecosystem that, I can't underestimate how important that is. So we are going to now go to our marketplace. And again, this is coming out in 3 weeks. Marketplace. What else can we show here? Let's see. Do we even show story mode? I think people have seen it.
I mean, I think I would do it because
this is coming out in about 2 months. Our story mode is coming out in about 2 months. This is a massive deal. It might just look like a simple interface like such, but if you've been in this community long enough, or if you've paid attention to the queues in the past, you'll know that there's so much more going on with the story. We are making it as an actual published book. That's the number one thing we're doing. We're going to do a published book out of it. We have not just created a book, we've created a novel. Right now we're at about 500 pages and there are 4 books that we've identified with many backstories and side stories that will continue to support the ecosystem of what story mode looks like. Story mode exists in a world akin to ChartRaiders, the software. Inside of the software, you are going to see how we've created this whole entire universe. And I don't know, I'm going to have to ask Alex about this. Can I show our story mode mockups, or is that too much? Like the story mode Figma, this one.
Depends how long.
Oh God.
Depends how long you stay on each of those pages.
Okay, let me think about that. Okay.
You're gonna do a giveaway.
Yeah. Okay. So we won't go there. I will describe.
Because we have story arcs and stuff in there. So
that's true. We can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that. No, you're absolutely right. This is why you're the COO, because I get so excited about these things. I'm like, fuck it, and then you're here to rein us back in. So, okay, let's talk about what story mode is. This lives akin side by side of the ChartRaiders world. So not only is it a standalone novel on its own that you could enjoy outside of the ChartRaiders video game ecosystem, but it is also tied into the ecosystem of every angle of ChartRaiders. One fun example of that is our new newsletter is called The Herald. So instead of doing their traditional newsletter, we are making an old school newspaper as our emailer. Once a week, you get a copy of The Herald, and it talks everything chart raiders, everything going on. And there's everything from satire inside of the chart raiders ecosystem and world. Our city's name is Remote City, as you can see down here, Remote City on this little map. This is not a final image, so I'm comfortable sharing this with people, but this is a production image to communicate with the development team. This is what it needs to look like in the end. However, we will provide you different images upon the launch of it, right? So inside of Remote City, that newspaper that we are releasing, that digital newspaper, which is the Herald, is the Remote City Herald. So all of our aspects of this world have taken immersion as the forefront of the way in which we communicate with our audience. So immersion through the story mode, immersion through cross-connecting all of these different worlds, immersion through everywhere. So we have story mode coming in about 2 months, and this is going to be massive because story mode is going to be a series of books that we continue to release for chart raiders. And that story, we've been working on it for, I started the story like 3-4 years ago, and we still work on it. And it's, now it's turned into a 4-book novel, 500 written pages right now. And the first book is, going through its final rendition. Everybody's seen Chart Doctor. This will be changing drastically. I won't say how, but we have a drastic change coming.
So much better. It's going to be so much better.
It is. This is going to be tied to something else I call Project Cotton Candy, which I also won't be mentioning in this call, but Project Cotton Candy is a massive initiative that is going to help people. I'll say one thing, and I'm going to move off, and I'm not coming back. Automated charting. Okay. What's next? Appearance items, share profile, shop. What can I show here? These pieces, they go so far in depth. There's so much here in the Figma. There's skill tree, flows. Raider board. People know what Raider board is. We don't need to talk about Raider board. We're going to leave that. What else can we mention now that we've got in the pipeline? I think that's kind of it, right? That we can actually mention.
Yeah. And I think we can, do these types of things more often, like you were saying. And we just keep dropping updates. And then also the mailer that we're working on is going to have all that kind of information in it.
The mailer will have that information. Another piece that's coming out in the next 2 months, because I want to focus for this final few minutes of this stage channel, I want to focus on what's coming out in the next 2 months. So let's create a list. Yeah. Surprise number 1, which you know what it is. We're not mentioning that one.
Yeah.
That one is going to be for next week.
Yeah.
Because that will be launching actually fairly soon. Yeah. That will be, it's funny because this one is a new medium, a new way to immerse yourself in the Chart Raiders universe. It's a completely new way to immerse yourself in the universe. And iHevet knows about it. He won't say anything about it. Don't bother him. It's a completely new way to experience day trading. It is a new media form that hasn't been done yet. We're going to be launching it in a few weeks, but I want to save that for its own kind of special Raiders post-launch party thing. And it launches in about 3 weeks, so it's right around the corner, and we're going to leave that. There's surprise number 1 coming out in the next 2 months. Mm-hmm. At the end of that 2 months, we've got paid matches.
Yeah.
Before that, we have got Marketplace coming out in about 3 weeks right now.
Yeah.
After Marketplace, we have a decision between Skill Tree and Story Mode, which one we want to push next. But one of those two will be coming out next, Skill Tree or Story Mode. Mm-hmm. Skill Tree is fun. Story Mode is immersive. Very difficult choice to make there. Yeah. And whichever one doesn't come out within that 2 month period before live matches, we release it that same month live matches come out. So they will both, within 3 months, both of those will both be out.
Yeah. It's exciting stuff.
That finishes my segment of this. I'd love to hear from iHevet. And if we have any questions, iHevet, you haven't seen the new software, the way things are working, the way things are, because iHevet has seen the alpha software like most people, but he hasn't seen the newest version. So yeah, I would love to hear from iHevet. Alex, if you have anything to say, I think I'm going to go die in a corner because I talked for an hour straight about.
No, you're used to it.
Yeah, that's true. I am. Take a 3-second break and I'll be good.
I mean, I think you pretty well covered everything. I don't want, because if we can't say, we're at like this interesting point where we have so many exciting things that are just about to be kind of like confirmed and buttoned up, but we can't talk about just yet, but they're right there. So I don't want to add too much more. I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it looks sick, man. everything really came together, putting all those pieces in. Surprised they were able to get it that much together that quickly. But yeah. Anyways, like I think just leave it there. It's gonna speak for itself on Monday, and then there's just gonna be after that. It's just drop after drop of cool stuff. So
yeah,
we're kind of at the last bit of just waiting. So
could have said it better.
Everyone buckle up.
Yep. Everyone get ready for Monday. Be ready to download the software, chartraiders.com. And other than that, thanks so much. We're going to turn this into a regular segment. I will post details about that later on today in the Discord.
Mm-hmm. We have to do the mailer thing in the Discord.
Mailer in the Discord.
Thank you. You messaged me. I got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mailer in the Discord. Launch details in the Discord. Website in the Discord. Everything in the Discord.
Your life in the Discord. I'm just going to shove Cotton in the Discord and throw away the key.
Discord is in the Discord.
Okay. It's time to go.
Yeah. All right, everybody. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.